Uh-huh. I left CSE out of the name, and all of a sudden it works again. So, I've literally been at this for 30 minutes. It wasn't all being delayed, but by the way, these little coil bracelets, these helical bracelets, these are actually quite useful. You don't think of them when you're a watch person, but they're quite useful to prevent your hand or whatever from hitting the crown, or from two watches to hit each other. Okay, a little bit of ganja, got some fucking updates that are, I hate to tell you that I thought this would happen, that it would potentially happen, considering everything that's been going on. Oh, by the way, I don't remember if I showed you guys these. I got the medical tag, I got the chain. Yes, the cross was sized for a ball chain, go figure. Okay, I got the medical tag. Let's see, we got about 5 minutes to the half-hour mark, and then you're gonna hear from the mainstream all the bad news. Bad news. These are fucking sweet. You don't smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes smoke you, so don't worry about that. Let's see here. The two different kinds of ganja. I got some seeds here. I think I showed you guys. Yeah, I did show you guys the tags and the keychain. Right. I modified the keychain again ever so slightly. Just collect black stones for some reason. Got them all right here because why? Because right, this normally goes up there, and what I'm trying to do is use the scale. Now I don't remember which ones are which, but out of these tangerines, some of them were absolutely delicious and had lots of seeds. Okay. With the peppers. Oh, that reminds me, I got more of these swabs. More peppers. Wait a second, why didn't I put them all in one? Oh, I know why. These ones still have flecks of fruit on them. Okay, so I did not roll a joint fast enough. Can y'all see the clock? I know it's radioactive, I shouldn't touch it, but shouldn't have it so close to my head either. Okay, so that's a real West clocks from Peterborough, I believe it says on the back somewhere. How about I start to, business report.
Alarm clock going off. Introducing the new spicy habanero bacon and egg.
Okay, well, fuck it. We got 5 minutes.
Like a raid rushing in with the riot squad. You're getting this one's for the raiders. Don't care, still bear on their blazers. Got pushed by the acres. Dudes in the middle of the street playing poker. We wildin'. We don't mind firing. Looking at them like they are just an audience. Shout out to all of my dudes who be hustling.
There's an app for this.
Pushing on the onion. Whipping and turning the cushion to muffins. Cookies and brownies. Everything is plugging in. You cannot handle it. Please do not touch it. We do not sleep cause get this or cousin. I'm about to bring a raid to the whole block. Like a raid rushing in with the riot squad. You're getting turned up, bitches getting turned off. She want the top dog, fuck it till she goes off. I'm about to bring the raid to the south side. We racing, I ain't trying to go inside. We on our way from the day to the night time. We outside, from the raid to the south side. Attention all white boys, attention all white chicks.
Brown paper packages tied up with string. These are my drug dealer's favorite things.
Partying and rioting, speeding up excitement. I'm about to go jackass. Move a back to the hash with hot snap. Got me moving like Steve-O. Tonight be the night that I put it on the emo. I'm stressed lots of bet on a double up in kilo. Niggas said they don't sleep, I only see my white couple. Brunettes and blondies, shaking to the red. 4 a.m. we still up eating fresh, no wasted. Just made the front page of it. Wasn't like a beetle, I keep a deep ego. Put it to his skin, but it sting like mosquito. Everything's illegal, the us is all legal. Papers in the front row, mayor in the back row. Met the daredevil and he said that I was evil. It's a raid thing, we raving till we comatose. We raving till we comatose. I'm about to bring the raid to the south side. We raving, I ain't trying to go inside. We on our way from the day to the night time. We outside, brought the raid to the south side. Attention all white boys, attention all white chicks. People who smoke bombs and don't really like splits. It's amazing, we raving on the night shift. Partying and wilding, feeding off excitement. I'm a raver, how I'm raving. Booty buzzing like someone just tased him. And he's feeling so amazing, but he never ever felt this way wasted. 10 shots, straight shots, nigga, no chasing. More shots for ones who couldn't make it. The rest of the shots on the bitches half naked. Diagnosed with insomnia since grade 6. Get money, get high, back to the same shit. We pull up in a drop top, we pull up in the same shit. Only difference is a model from 06. I download and reload, then back with the same clip. It's some dog, you know dog, I'm back on my race shit. Party with acquaintances is what I call raving. I'm killing it, they sick of it, I'm screaming out, amen. Swallowing and kissing it and throwing away a wedding ring.
We still have a moment here. Oh, damn.
Monday blowout right now at tsc.ca. Partly cloudy, -2, feeling like -9 in and downtown Toronto. Eric Corso, editor this evening. David Augustine at the digital desk. This is CFT News. Hey, Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680 everywhere.
Good evening. It's Friday, November 26th. I'm Michelle William.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories right now.
As the WHO designates a new strain of the COVID virus found in South Africa as a variant of concern, the federal government imposes several travel restrictions to people returning from Southern Africa.
Investors in Canada and around the world are reacting to news of the new COVID variant of concern.
VOC got a new definition in
effect for northern York region, where they're expected to get 5 to 10 centimeters of snow by tomorrow morning. It's Black Friday.
Oh, looks like we're gonna spend the day here.
GTA malls
Je
are
m'appelle
packed with
vendredi
shoppers
noir
looking for
parce que
deals.
j'avais né sur vendredi soir.
Happening now, the Pacers are leading the Raptors in Indiana as Toronto's closing its 6-game road trip. The Maple Leafs get into San Jose later tonight. Sports at 45.
Traders hitting the sell button in a big way on fears of a new COVID variant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The Dow suffered its largest loss of the year, down 900 points. Business details at 56.
That is significant.
City News Time, 9:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by IA Private Wealth. One problem we still have going on is on the westbound 403 approaching Waterdown. The left lane is blocked because of a crash, so if you're heading out west, you'll find it jammed from the QEW ramp to approaching Waterdown. So watch out for that. The ramps from Courtney Park to southbound and northbound 410 are closed because of construction. At east and westbound QEW at Dorval, the HOV lanes have been closed because of road work. On the eastbound 407, over the ramp to southbound
It's the Android
427 is
box.
closed because of construction. Westbound 401, a bit of volume here from Mavis and the Express to approaching Mississauga Road. Westbound 407 west of Mississauga Road to approaching Winston Churchill. 3 right lanes are blocked because
Now, this
of
is New
awful
City
repairs.
Hall, and it's also the letter T.
As you travel into and out of downtown, no problems here. Earlier troubles we had eastbound on the Gardner Park line have cleared. Canada's choice for professional, trusted advice that's uniquely tailored to every stage of your financial journey. Visit iaprivatewealth.ca/trust. Your next report is at 9:41. Now with the forecast, here is Denise Andriachi.
Down to -4 for an overnight low. Chance of flurries lingers across the region for the rest of the night tonight. We'll have sun and cloud for Saturday afternoon. Highs near +1. Down to -2 Saturday night with a chance of flurries in the forecast. Your overnight low tonight, -4.
Downtown Toronto right now, partly cloudy, -2, feeling like -9. City News Time, 9:33.
There was a familiar domino effect of reactions today right around the world following the discovery of a new variant of COVID-19. The WHO classifying it as highly transmissible variant of concern. Canada has enacted an immediate travel ban on visitors from several southern African countries where this variant is currently spreading.
Cities
So not Americans coming back from that. Never mind.
Response and attempts to keep it from taking hold here in Canada.
Canada's public health officer, Dr. Theresa Tam, says they're already checking to see if there's any sign of Omicron here.
Provincial laboratories across Canada have been alerted to this new variant and have searched for
Omicron. Doesn't that
possible
sound bad?
detections.
But so far,
When you guys
no
used to
cases
read
found
Omni,
in
I did.
Canada. Transport
Anything
Minister
ending with
Omar
Cron is
Alvarez
bad.
said the federal government is implementing 5 new travel restrictions focused on Southern Africa.
There are currently
Which is a region, whereas South Africa really is a country, dipshit. You fucking idiot. Don't know what Madhu you, stupid. I got you fired from 3 different jobs, so maybe that's enough.
From a third country before continuing their journey to Canada. But there are no rule changes affecting other places where the variant has been confirmed, like Belgium, Israel, and Egypt. Details on the new restrictions can be found at Toronto.
Well, those are white people, right?
Alman Qureshi, City News.
Yeah, okay, Egypt, I know, but they think Cleopatra and Jesus were white.
Will be restricting travel to the U.S. from South Africa and 7 other countries starting Monday. Those other nations: Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, and Malawi. Senior health officials say the ban is out of an abundance
I'm gonna name one of my kids Malawi
after the World Health Organization identified the new COVID variant of concern. The policy does not apply to American citizens and lawful permanent residents. Ike Ajaji, ABC News, Washington.
Investors worldwide reacted to the discovery of the new COVID variant. City's Richard Southern has more from the markets.
There is a big silver lining to the big COVID variant sell-off we saw on financial markets today, and that is the price
if you have money,
of
you
gas.
can buy.
It's a tumble here in the GTA
the price of gas.
Sunday morning. First thing Sunday, we could see a drop of perhaps anywhere between 8 and 10 cents a liter. That's according to Enpro International. It's the result of oil, which fell 13% today to $16.15 the barrel, on worry about a potential economic slowdown because of this new variant.
This one is magnetic.
The TSX dropped 487 points. Wall Street suffered its worst day of the year. The Dow tanking 900 plus points. Travel and tourism stocks were hard hit, but traders, they bought the stay-at-home stocks. Peloton and Zoom Video surging today. At the Business Center, Richard Southern, City.
You notice I went and got the Zoom app on my thing here. 200 fucking megabytes. But I did that to be prepared for later before it becomes 300-400 megabytes.
In the city, an outbreak is classified as 2 or more cases in students, educators, or staff. Those schools are Thorncliffe Park
14
Public
days.
School and Don Mills at Overley, George R. Gould Junior School near Royal York and the Gardner in South Etobicoke, and Joseph Cardinal Slippy Catholic School near Radburn and the East Mall in Central Etobicoke.
So somebody in there is fucking with her while she's trying to read.
Is advising them to stay at home, monitor for symptoms, and get tested. Ontario reported 927 new cases of COVID-19 today. 141 are school-related, 132 of which are in students.
Well, it's great news
I'm sorry, how many cases? Because they haven't reported cases in 3 fucking months. And I told you that would make all these people get complacent, and it did. And I was telling them that it was up to 800. They didn't know. That was a few months ago. Nobody knew except me. That's helpful.
The good news is most of that snow is headed north of us. Snowfall accumulations of 5 to 10 centimeters are expected to fall in northern York region, including Newmarket and Georgina, and those flurries are expected to come to an end sometime tomorrow morning. A snowfall
White Rhino
for Barrie and Hollywood.
Upside down game. White Rhino
will likely be impacted, and motorists are advised to exercise caution. Now here in Toronto, there are no alerts in effect, but there's a 60% chance of flurries tonight, 30% chance tomorrow. We're probably going to get about 2 centimeters by the time
it's snowing.
Phil Martinez.
Not this exact minute, but it's been snowing
City
for
News Sun is 9:37. Well, the bravest of the brave have packed into malls today, taking on in-person shopping to start the Black Friday weekend. City's Michelle Mackey is finding out how it's going at Sherway Gardens.
A packed parking lot and thousands of shoppers looking for deals at Sherway Gardens. Like Sam here, whose hands
I wear skull and bones, sticks and stones, and weed and bombs.
At Candy Store Sugar Rush, manager Tabitha Mann says they've been prepping for Black Friday all week.
We got a big shipment in earlier
Right
this week,
side?
and so we just made sure everything
Left
was done.
side.
We had more than enough things, because this weekend's going to be crazy for sure.
That's because in Tabitha's experience, Black Friday kicks off the holiday shopping rush. And Canadians are shopping online as well. Shopify.
In her experience.
Sales data reveals consumers are supporting independent businesses and continuing
Show
to
you a
shop
trick here.
despite
See that?
shipping and supply chain constraints. Shopify says Canadians on average are spending $150 per online transaction with apparel and accessories.
There were like a huge amount of transactions today.
Michelle Mackey, City News.
You're listening to All News Radio, City News 680 at 9:38. One of the great artists of the American musical theater has died at 91.
Ah, well, waited till the 8-minute mark. Fuck you. You tune in and listen to it. Okay, I think I'm gonna take all this little shake out of the bottom so I can roll my joint quickly. It's pieces of bud. Don't get it twisted. It's pieces of bud. I wear skull and bones. Oh, is that all the information we're getting? And yes, I did know a few hours ago, like last night or this morning, and I just didn't get to doing this till just now. Turned on the radio when I left, so everybody that walks by can hear the news. I figured that's kind of useful, isn't it? No. And you'll know without checking if my fucking hydro went out, so you'll know if the fridge shut off. There's a lot of little pieces busted up here. This is good. This is convenient. I'll take that little piece that needs to be ground up, but the rest of it's okay. Yes, there are 2 types, so we're gonna have to check 1, 2, and 1 plus 2, which of course would be 3. Okay, I need somewhere to put these. I got 2 tins here.
Off.
Tend to be in the spin cycle of litigation where the U.S. consumers use their trade laws, to basically to hurt Canadian producers. And it's really unfortunate because you're absolutely right. The Americans need our softwood lumber. They are not able to.
Our lumber. Hey, frankly, who do you pay a royalty to every time you cut down a tree? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's not yours, or you wouldn't be paying a royalty, stupid. I hope you get took to the fucking cleaners. I hope your house burned down, and I hope you can't afford to rebuild it. And everything I do is built with concrete and steel.
That's providing a product that's wanted and needed by U.S. consumers.
I mean, maybe when they say they want to build back better, I think they plan on building back better with pickup sticks, because that's about as much as they'll be able to do. But nonetheless, this is a hit to us again. At a time when, as you say, we can't afford this. And we've seen this in the past where tariffs come in. And the reality is,
they come in out of everywhere.
Tariffs come in, sawmills in BC shut down. And if I'm not mistaken, Susan, this is the highest tariff we have seen, unless it's been higher.
All the fucking psychopathic, sociopathic fucking lumberjacks in Oregon and Washington State make their way up there and fuck you assholes up.
3% on average. And so this is slightly less, but that's, cold comfort, a couple of percentage. And yes, BC is already a very high cost producing region. And that's,
by the way, you owe me 5 cents in an eco fee.
18% duties that, of course, further harms our sector. And when you have this kind of high cost structure, if you have lumber prices, fall, then of course you take curtailments, downtime, and what we've seen, in late 2018 and 2019, we had over 140 curtailments here in the province of British Columbia. That's a bigger issue around our cost structure, but certainly adding on an 18% tariff, it doesn't help that picture.
No, and I think a lot of people want to know, I think most of us assumed, I know I certainly did, that things like lumber, potatoes, certainly, auto parts and that would have been dealt with in these negotiations that went under the Trump government. I mean, I think most people are surprised that here we are again fighting.
That's a free trade agreement, which already existed. It
would be nicer.
So we're still under NAFTA. It's not this USMCA or whatever. No, it's not. We're still under NAFTA. USMCA don't count for shit. And guess what NAFTA don't have nothing to do with? Things that have tariffs on them. You moron. I would have thought that the discussion we had about all the non-taxed goods would have covered these taxes.
It's a product that's required, and we should, we fully.
They're doing the same thing China Radio International does. They'll put women on the radio as long as they're stupid.
Lumber has been, we've been fighting this fight.
This way, people could say, this is why women shouldn't be in charge. This is what they're doing right here. This is what the fucking radio station's doing.
It's been a battle that's been going on for 40 plus years through Republican and Democratic administrations. And
1508 was a long time ago, bitch.
100% protectionism.
No question, not a partisan thing.
That was clear until a second ago.
To fail here. Susan, thank you very much for kind of bringing us the whole picture on this, because it is, I think, a complicated issue for a lot of Canadians. We'll talk again, I hope.
Great, thanks for your time.
I hope.
Bye now, Susan Yurkovich. She is with the BC Lumber Trade Council. Stay with us here as we take you.
Getting interesting tonight, eh?
Here, I'm Alex Pearson on point, and this is Global News Radio.
Time for an update on the drive. With chopper traffic, here's Michael Damasio.
2 areas of slowdowns. First, westbound. Used vehicles, and it is getting harder to find one
that a piece of glass? Where did a broken piece of glass come from? That was 2 years ago I broke that piece of glass.
300 great used cars, trucks, and SUVs in this Friday and Saturday's online auctions. Register to bid or become a pro subscriber at NorthTorontoAuction.com. You'll also see light to heavy-duty equipment and recreational vehicles. NorthTorontoAuction.com, a great place to buy or sell. Watch, listen, connect. This is City News 680 everywhere.
It's -2 and partly cloudy in downtown Toronto. Good evening.
Why didn't you just call it 680 City News? Because we've been calling it 680 News for 30 years. We're not going to stop.
COVID-19 variant emerging from Botswana has resulted in the Canadian federal government announcing new travel restrictions. The new ban includes South Africa, Mozambique.
You don't have to worry about people from Botswana bringing it here.
Now, anyone who has
Belgium, Egypt, and some other white country. I forget which one they said.
The emergence of the new COVID variant has stock markets sharply lowering, but there is a little bit of good news. Gas prices here in the GTA
That's a leaf, not a stick.
Expected to drop 8 to 10 cents per liter for Sunday.
And a heads up, drivers, there's a winter weather travel advisory in effect tonight for Newmarket, Georgina, and Northern York region. Snowfall accumulations of 5 to 10
Yes, that is the feminization of George, for King George, Georgina. Imagine we could have a Queen Georgina right now. Stacking up them Queen Georginas. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Now time for sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan here.
And it is 2, 4, 5 o'clock. Oh. So, let's, okay, you guys start ahead of me, okay? This is not the best weed smoking song.
Yo, we them zones, nigga, we don't fuck around. We them soft, let them fuck around. Let them fuck around. Yo.
What I'm gonna do, just to go to some studio.
Nigga, what is that? Talking all that shit, ain't even stepping the paint. You niggas be trying to be what you niggas really ain't. Put a lot of noise like we driving in the tank. Got a couple of niggas, they see me, they gon' play. Killing with the real steppers when we watch you one step. Get your ass wet, and I ain't talking about no things. Got the AK-47, when I shoot her, I'm a duck. We ain't really give a fuck. Yeah, I'm totally tough. Try me, I'm gon' bust. I just wanna fuck. I don't want no cup. Y'all what's up? Homie, better check before this shit get real. Got me shooters down the thing with jump off you just like a pill. When I pull up at that nigga school, hop out like, what's the deal? Nigga, fuck with me, I'm gonna kick control like a real. I don't really give a fuck. I just shoot him over the second nigga. Fuck with me, I'm gonna.
Consider that. Show up at the nigga's school. Just consider that. Yeah, kids getting into gang fights and all sorts. But consider in Haiti what a school would be compared to Florida. Think about that. Think about that.
I'm just riding around town. Shooting 100 rounds. I got them trees, yeah, you know I got them pounds. We them zoes, nigga, won't fuck around. Like what you saying, J? I got the type of best believe you gon' be
pounds and elbows.
We gon' live valley crazy. Got them drippers, got them choppers, yeah, we spraying shit. Yeah, and you know I got the Mac. Niggas send fucking addy. We can shoot away you rap. Got sold down the blow, down the pole in your cap. You be on the go, but when it's slow, we gon' attack.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, I'm at 10, 11, I know.
Yeah, my name is Riley, son. But you know, niggas call me AKA Riley Escobar. You know what I'm saying? Because I be in the street.
Don't get close.
No.
Wrong dog.
What up?
I'm a
to me like, hold up, you would not make it. And I'm not hating, I see the future, that's so raving. Kicked on your door, big strap waving. On your knees, hands up like he praying. Guns blast, he runs fast like Jamaicans. I won't stop till I make it. Strip a man naked, not on a date. You got the word where the sun's not shining. Some call me wrong.
Make of this what you will. Some motherfucker started with me one day in a store. Then he started following me. Blah, blah, blah. He's going to do this, he did whatever. So I'm booking. So if I got, so as far as I can tell, I got Jamaican, amongst other things, blood, First Nations and things, Taino, Arawaks. Pretty sure. We'll figure it out later. And I think this guy was African. He was African. No, it doesn't mean black. I mean, he came from fucking Africa. He got the accent and everything. He can run fast. You know what he can't do? Sideways. Africa, a big, huge, you could run in a straight line from a lion for 2 days. At the 2-day mark, you're like, hold on, lion. I must take a break. 5 minutes, you too. And the lion's like, yeah, don't worry, I need a break too. Jamaica ain't big like that. You run it up a mountain one side, down a mountain the other side. And by then, the lion got you.
Others, your highness, I'm a rude boy, but still I'm a yellow. Can't break me, skin hard like melons. My team got
That's a food reference. Roni is a mac. Does that make him a macaroni? You could tell these niggas, I am a hot sauce. Tell them to catch up. That's all food references. Is that what that's what his goal is? Hustling when he was a youth, starting it.
Ting over my stomach, no pregnant. Bad not the cops. Who you arrested? Black out bodies on every intersection. Guns so dirty, the inside's rusted. WD-40 make it shine like a necklace. I throw the baggie in the back like large dick. No domestic, all aim for the waist. Stick a man up like a magnet on the fridge. Give me that. You ain't strapped like them niggas in the bin. You ain't strapped. So stop telling stories. I read the truth to you niggas like more like enemy. If we in the White House, I'm blue. If he talks, blow him like a flute. It's not how you talk, it's how you do your dirt. Some niggas got flight for the work. Yo, I been on my grizzly, trap no skinny. Late night posted, chicken get busy. You think you hot? So come fuck with me. Nah, you won't catch me, slipping like paint. Young nigga ride out, bang on range. Niggas think they hot, shoot at they date. It's wire and the GPS, we pop at your brain. Miss P89, I love the way to shine. The way I grip on you, that's how I know you mine. The way I bust you off, that's how I know you grind. You niggas think you hot, so come take mine. Then I heard through the grapevine, they wanna take mine. So I ride around with this old 39. Niggas think they hot, stop at their mom. After that shit, wait at their baby mom. Me and Ron Dog ride out with this mom. You better call your mom. Shit blows like a bomb. Niggas think they hot, I'm going out. Slap me some 3 months, time to get it passed off. Two-tone king, half black, half cash rock. They see a niggas back in straight, no strings attached. Heard how I came up on it and had to bring it back.
DJ mode. Well, I love the tune, but it's like 6 minutes long and shit. One thing about not having law enforcement powers, there ain't a whole lot of corruption available to us. Right? There's bigger things at play than that, but
the old neighborhood screaming out dirty cops. Cause they up to no good, fucking dirty cops. Wanna slam me on the hood, dirty cops. Try to rob me for my race, but I know my race, I know. The old neighborhood screaming out dirty cops. Cause they up to no good, fucking dirty cops. Wanna slam me on the hood, dirty cops. Try to rob me for my race, but I know my race, I know. I'm on the block with a couple racks on me. Dirty cop try to put a couple backs on me. Who's this nice stick to fucking beat the flag off me? Then,
by the way, Monsieur Corrupt Kosher, we don't deal in packs, we deal in large. Oh, what's we done this week? Hey, what happened to that 5th ounce, you piece of shit? With 5 ounces of weed and an ounce of hash. When we got to court, there was 4 ounces of weed and an ounce of hash. You ain't paid for that shit, did you?
I ran, booked the maidens for this black coffee, better back the
I know it's our own fault. We didn't stick to even numbers. It should have been like an ounce or 4 ounces or 8 or 16. Why'd you have 5? The extra one to bribe the cops, stupid.
I know my rights. Said the kid had a gun, man, you know that's right. Trying to throw me on the ground on the cold last night. But fuck a dirty cop, you know that's right. They only make like 23 an hour at the Chinese spot. Always eating sweet and sour. That's where you find the cops. And I'm for soup. Late night trying to find a prostitute. The whole neighborhood screaming out dirty cops. Cause they up to no good. Fucking dirty cops. Wanna slam me on the hood. Dirty cops trying to rob me for my rights, but I know my rights. I know my rights. I know. Dirty cops is good if you pay them all. Cause they can kill a nigga and they won't even lay them off. Trying to plant drugs so they can send them way along. Keep the money coming in, it's like spraying off. Cause you see, police won't bug a nigga. Won't fuck with me, but put the drugs on another nigga. Or miss a payment and find your ass up the river. I keep my dirty cops paid off. Like,
what's up, my pigger?
If it's their word against yours, they get it. Now you got a felony in a court case schedule. Get a good lawyer, my niggas, what you better do. Should've paid the dirty cop, now you in federal. The whole neighborhood screaming out dirty cops. Cause they up to no good, fucking dirty cops. Wanna slam me on the hood.
Why is there so much glue on the damn thing?
For my rights, but I know my rights. I know my rights. I know. Yo, you dirty cops on the block, watching with binoculars. Wanna talk to us, but Biggie, we ain't trying to talk to you. It's obvious you weary about the logo on my shirt, acting like you talking.
The Seagal it wasn't Seagal. In the movie, there's a movie, I believe it's Seagal is in. Pretty sure. It's okay to talk to the cops as long as you don't tell them nothing. Okay, now in this particular movie, there were 2 things that didn't make sense. Seagal's playing a guy whose kid got killed, and he doesn't care about who ordered the hit. He wants the man that actually did the shooting. Hey, are you stupid? You should be going after the guy that did the hit. No, he's sitting there talking to that guy like they're cool, but he wants his little man that did it to. And the other thing was that particular scene, the other scene, is a little kid, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 years old, walking home from school, and the cops ride up and pull up on him and start blah, 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 blah. And there's these 2 adult guys like, oh, is he talking to the cops? Is he talking to the cops? He's a kid. You think it's his fucking choice? What does he know anyway? And then the guy says, hey, it's okay to talk to the cops as long as you don't tell them nothing. Because what are you going to do? Say, oh, fuck you, fuck you. Hey, then they know they got something on you. You must be doing something.
The worst loss in more than a year.
Oh, you told us
as
already.
investors, like, oh.
You told us already. You told us already.
You know you're a homo when it hurts. See you dropping drugs at work so you can slang them on the side. Pull me over with no warrant to investigate my ride. But I know my fucking rights, so I ain't letting you inside. Every time you write a statement, yo, I'm betting that you lie. You the only motherfucker that you serve and protect. Walking with your chest out like you deserve the respect. All the laws that you push, you got the nerve to forget. Trying to arrest me for this hurts, cause every word is a threat. The whole neighborhood screaming out dirty cops. Cause they up to no good, fucking dirty cops. Wanna slam me on the hood, dirty cops. Trying to rob me for my rights, but I know my rights. I know my rights. I know my rights. I know.
So if you go to Roncesvalles and Queen Street and Queensway and King Street, although technically that part of King Street is actually called Queensway, depends what map you look at, I guess, there is a gigantic monument. It's like a cracked block of marble. What's this? Oh, where'd I put the remote? Shit. Oh, this is a beat. Hold on. I know what this is. This is This is, by the way, I don't own this or anything. Just, please don't strike my account. Almost always never free beat, it says. So let's let it play. Miracle Life, MYRICALLYFE. So that's like miracle, right? There you go. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know why my boy gave me extra, but this has been one of those days. I do a small thing for somebody, they do a small thing for me. It's gone in a big circle today. Everything's going okay. Now COVID is exploding. I saw something said 500%. I don't know if that's true. That's 5 times as much. We had a 6-to-1. We had a transmission ratio of 6, between 6 and 8 to 1. You see how hard that was to say? 6 to 1 or 8 to 1 or somewhere in between. It's like a 7 or 6.5 or 7.61395. And 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 8 is 40. Why did the alarm go off? Oh, there it goes.
Here's what's making news this hour.
The WHO declares a new COVID variant found initially in South Africa one of concern. So the federal government implements several travel restrictions on anyone returning from Southern Africa.
Global market concerns over the discovery of the new variant also means gas prices in the GTA are poised to take a big nosedive this weekend.
We are
skyrocketing downwards.
Winter weather this weekend. A winter weather travel
Look,
advisory.
some of it's white and some of it's black because all ashes are sort of white, sort of black.
We're searching for sales. It's
Aren't they?
Black Friday and GTA malls are bustling.
Happening now, the Pacers are up double digits against the Raptors in the fourth quarter. The Maple Leafs will face off with the Sharks in about 30 minutes. Sports at 15.
Stocks awash in Reddit on fears of the new variant. The Dow closing down 900 points. TSX loses more than 450. Oil tumbles business at 26.
I'm trying to find my book, The Black Friday, Robinson Crusoe.
Traffic and weather together on the ones with his eyes on your drive. Good evening, Mike Davey.
Good evening, Scott. Good evening, Michelle. This report is brought to you by Pet Value and Paul Max Pets. On the westbound 403 approaching Waterdown, the left lane is closed there. That is because of a collision. Emergency crews are on scene. It is causing delays from the QEW ramp, but once you get past the scene of the crash, it does open up pretty good there. On the eastbound 401 at Victoria Park, in the collectors, left lane is closed. That's because of construction. Markham Road in the express, right lane is blocked there. Nielsen transfer to the express to the collector, that is also closed. And
so what I got yelled at by the weirdo on the phone a few weeks ago, copyright violation, blah blah blah. I'm too stupid to know, so that's why I get away with it. This is a derivative word because I'm mixing pieces from a bunch of sources.
On the eastbound Lakeshore at Parliament, 2 left lanes are closed off there. That is because of a collision. Emergency crews are on scene there. Black Friday is on. Shop great deals like up to 50% off select pet supplies at your local.
That's a common thing in this city. For people to say the same word twice but correct themselves even though they said it right the first time.
The rest of the night tonight. Overnight lows near -4. It's going to feel like -9. We'll have some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Highs near +1, and a chance of flurries back in the forecast for Saturday night. Your overnight low tonight -4. Right now downtown it's partly cloudy at -2, feeling like -9 with the exact same conditions at Toronto Pearson Airport. City News Time 10:02.
I'm not sure what the audio levels are going to mix like here.
Is taking steps to keep the newest highly contagious COVID variant out of this country. The World Health Organization.
Because that's worked so far, hasn't it?
Some of which are concerning.
City News 680's Moment Qureshi joins us with what Ottawa is doing to stop the spread.
Cases of the Omicron variant have been found in multiple countries, but Dr. Teresa Tam says so far
you're useless.
There have not been any.
We haven't found any.
Testing of international travelers today.
The variant of concern has prompted the federal government to implement several new travel restrictions. Health Minister Jean-Yves Duclos says they all focus on Southern Africa.
For all those that have arrived in Canada in the last 14 days, we are asking them to quarantine now and to go for a COVID-19 test.
With cases of the variant found in other countries, including Belgium, Egypt, and Israel, some are questioning why the new restrictions only focus on Southern Africa. You can find a list of the restrictions at toronto.citynews.ca.
Because they don't believe there's black people in Belgium.
U.S. President Joe Biden is restricting travel from Southern Africa as well by non-U.S. citizens starting on Monday. That doesn't apply to American citizens and permanent residents. International travelers will still have to test negative.
You're listening to All News Radio, City News 680. Global stock markets and oil prices are plunging on the news of the new, potentially more contagious variant of COVID-19. City's Richard Southern joins us from the Business Center.
Well, the price for oil tumbled more than 15% today on fears of potential lockdown or other restrictions. There is a silver lining to that, though, and that's the price of gas. We're going to catch a big break at the pumps this weekend. Look for the price to drop anywhere between 8 and 10 cents a liter first thing Sunday morning. That's according to Enpro International. Stocks, they suffered mightily today on concerns about the new variant. Wall Street had its worst day of the year, with the Dow falling 900 points and the Nasdaq down 353. The TSX fell 487 points. Airline stocks took it on the chin. Air Canada was down more than 9%, but traders piled back into the stay-at-home stocks. Shares in Zoom Video up 8.25%. Peloton also surged. At the Business Center, Richard Southern, City News.
3 more elementary schools in this city have been added to the growing list of facilities experiencing COVID outbreaks. Toronto Public Health declaring outbreaks at Thorncliffe Park Public School, George R. Gold Junior School, and Joseph Cardinal Sleep Catholic School in Etobicoke. Outbreaks are declared when there are 2 or more cases within the schools. Public Health says it is working to notify close contacts
within 14 days.
Stay home, monitor for symptoms, and get tested.
City News Time, 10:05. Like it or not, winter is edging closer. Parts of the GTA and Cottage Country are getting a taste of it today, and City's Phil Martino is on the weather watch.
There's a winter weather travel advisory in effect for Newmarket and Georgina. City weather specialist Denise Andriacci says traffic is going to be impacted.
We have lake effect flurries that will once again impact travel across southern Ontario. And for areas like Newmarket, we could see 5 to 10 centimeters. We're also expecting to have reduced visibility as the snow will be blowing and drifting around. So it won't just be the accumulation, but once it's fallen, the very strong winds are going to just rev up all of that snow. So poor visibility, definitely a concern.
Environment Canada has also issued a snow squall warning.
So anyway, to line up.
The GTA is expected to get another 2 to 5 centimeters of snow on Sunday. I'm Phil Martino.
We got a light here.
Elbows out if you're venturing out for Black Friday, Black Weekend bargains. City's Michelle Mackey is checking in with shoppers at Sherway Gardens.
Black Friday has Sherway Gardens.
Oh, Roundhouse, you're right in the chest.
Shoppers. Ava and Emily say they've got some great deals.
Roundhouse
We're
cake.
just getting stuff for
Remember, I'm
Christmas
6'2".
and, like, Black Friday shopping stuff. Have you had some success? What have you got so far?
I got clothes and then like a planner. I haven't been in the mall in a while and it feels like different.
That's because the mall is packed.
And it feels like
so is the parking
different.
lot. It's bad. It's horrible. We have to like drive around for 10 minutes just to find parking.
Oh, 10 minutes.
Now, retail workers have
Oh,
Black Friday
you could have took the streetcar,
holiday shopping rush.
took a cab home or an Uber.
Online as well. Data shows sales made by Shopify merchants in Canada have grown by 70% since Black Friday last year. At Sherway Gardens, Michelle Mackey, City News.
City News Time, 10:07. With election season on the horizon, the fight for Queen's Park is slightly tilting in the Tories' favor. City's Christina Howren spoke with John Wright of Maru Public Opinion about how this election could be closer than people thought.
Polls had with the NDP and the Tories neck and neck, but the latest survey shows Ontarians are split pretty much 50-50 when it comes to how Ford is leading the province. Now, if those numbers hold, it'll be a very blue summer.
It only takes about 37 to 38% of the vote in order to get a majority. The same is true.
So while I was being released from the psych ward, we had people there at your coronation thing, Mr. Ford.
In the right direction. Doesn't mean you're going to translate that into
I got the Ford keychain here.
But it means that you want all of those sort of things to line up.
October polling by Angus Reid showed the NDP just 2 points behind the Conservatives.
Since it's all, gee, I got the bingo scratcher for B19 virus.
City News.
Why are you wearing a bingo scratcher on your neck?
Private wealth. Stephen Sondheim, considered a giant of musical theater, has died at his home in Connecticut at the age of 91.
When you're at new, and then
new variant comes out, then it's just way too confusing.
Oh, here we
so
go.
they decided to push it a little bit further onto Omicron.
Jason, I'm just curious, and I was just talking.
You thought COVID? Remember when they said HIV? You're like, what the fuck is that? That sounds like some high tech shit.
At the end of the tunnel,
fucking AIDS, bro. Whoa,
I'm starting to think that every time we get close to being out of this
Ebola,
variant,
SARS.
From an expert, what situation are we in?
Omicron.
You're right in one particular way, and that is.
Yo, nigga, you want to buy some of that Omicron? I gotta.
Because
It's not
around every year. We have a new variant of the flu. Then we end up realizing that okay, we have to somehow find a way to be able to deal with that. And one thing that you might find really interesting is that when we first had COVID in 2020, we had an original lineage.
2019. 2019. That's why it's called COVID-19. We found it in 2019. The Public Health Agency of Canada was on the ground in Wuhan, China. Go back 2 years on this channel, December 21st, I believe, and you will find it. We got it live. I caught the.
And that's what we're currently in. And in many places across the country, we've plateaued because you need to have a high level of vaccination in order for this to be put away.
You got 90.1% vaccination rates, and it's not doing shit.
Vaccinate our kids.
You're not getting your herd immunity you keep talking about.
We've got this new one, this Omicron that's come out. And, you know, you have leftovers after, say, Thanksgiving dinner if you're in the States.
Oh, shut up!
Christmas dinner first coming up. And you take all the leftovers, you just throw them into a big vat, and you create soup.
Right.
That's basically what Omicron is. It's pretty much all.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
32 completely different mutations that we've seen from all the variants over time, all in one.
Remember when I said, why are you talking about the double hybrid variant coming out of California?
32 mutations.
Salute, give the thumb up.
Oh my goodness, we're never going to be able to stop this. So we've done enough analysis to say, I think we probably can.
I mean, they talk about mutations, and I hear the word mutations a lot. It's in movies, it's in the X-Men. But describe to us, tell us what a mutation literally is in a virus.
We got a Professor Xavier, we got Wolverines up in this shit, we got Cyclopses and Storms.
When you say have the spike protein that everyone's heard of, you know, the little knobby bit that comes out of the virus that you've probably seen.
Knobby! It's spiky!
You can actually change
like Lisa Simpson's fucking head, damn it.
Tracks the cell that it's going to infect even stronger, even more. We call it affinity. And so when you have these mutations, you can increase the affinity for the particular cell membrane.
I got a size.
Or what you can do is, if you have a mutation, you can actually decrease the affinity for something like, say, an antibody. And so that's what we talk about escape mutants. So a mutant has actually given the spike protein the ability to not be recognized by an antibody, and therefore it can just continue infecting inside of you. So
welcome to the world of immunocompromisation, bitches. Now we're all immunocompromised. Equal playing field. I've been living like this for 2 years.
And then what we do is we go
get it right yet? No.
Sort of deeper into what that change means to come up with a mechanism of action that we can then represent through policy later on. And just to give you an idea,
there ain't going to be no later on. Don't worry about policy. The policies they send you, use them as toilet paper, okay? Or to start a fire or something.
Coronavirus, the one that goes around every year. It literally looks like that.
It's not
by protein.
One virus. There were over 200 coronaviruses in 1990.
And that was why, instead of just vaccination or non-pharmaceutical interventions like masks and social distancing and that, we kind of had to use a combination of both.
So you mentioned Jason. So at the Delta virus,
2 years before COVID, there were people on Facebook trying to say we're going to ban face coverings in Canada. Minus 50 degrees. You're going to ban face coverings. Fuck you. I'll put a scarf on. I don't give a fuck if it's a ban.
Go, wow, this is totally different than what we've seen.
Yeah. So there are two ways of looking at how mutations work. One is called
positive and negative.
In other words, the mutations.
In my case, it's positive. Ha ha ha.
And you're just scratching your head, going, "Oh my goodness, what are we going to do?" That's not the case here. The other is convergent, which means everything is coming together into the same types of mutations in all of the different strains. And that's what Omicron represents. We now know what all the expected mutations are. And yes, you can expect a mutation. And now we know that all those 32 mutations in the spike, and by the way, there's another 18 in other places, but don't worry about that. So out of all those 50, they're expected.
Oh,
this was mutations that we haven't seen before. So we're beginning to come up with the perfect coronavirus for humans. And while they may seem really, really, really scary,
coronavirus thought that's what you wanted because you all kept spreading it on purpose. Coronavirus is like, okay, let's do this.
Maybe not the next generation, because we're probably going to have to deal with Delta, but maybe the generation after that, we're going to have a universal coronavirus vaccine that may actually allow us to eliminate this virus, possibly even get a close to eradication. I know I'm speaking way, way too soon and very early, but that's where we come from when we're looking at this.
I like the sound of it. If you have a question for Jason, text us or give us a call. We'll put you on the air. 877-399-9898 is the number. 877-399-9898. And when we come back, how effective is this vaccine that we've all got now with Omicron or Omicron? We'll find out next.
Now is the time to recognize our country's rich indigenous heritage, history, and diversity. After recognition comes reflection.
Well, you know the world's ending now.
Action and building a prosperous future. Inspire provides financial assistance to thousands of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis students every year. See how
I never heard of you.
A difference in the lives
I've never heard of you.
Communities and build a brighter future for Canada.
I'm gonna drop my cigarettes and my weed because of you. I never heard of you saying shit like that. Wow.
Why is November one of the best months to bring home a 2022 Civic LX? Well, it's getting colder. But with standard heated front seats and remote engine starter, you won't mind. Plus, you'll have
they come out in November? What the fuck?
You're out on the road.
What, September or something? October, November, I'll get one,
Lease your 2022 Civic LX today for just $66 weekly at 3.99%. November might even become your favorite month.
66 and how? 66?
This year, Freedom Mobile's got amazing Black Friday deals, like big unlimited data plans starting at just $50 a month. That's a deal you really don't want to miss. Because if you miss Black Friday, next thing you know, it's December. Then it's mid-December. Then before you know it, you're running to the mall in the snow on Christmas Eve, panic buying socks for everyone and cursing your past self for procrastinating. Your future self deserves better than that. Get your shopping done early at Freedom with Black Friday deals on now. Learn more at freedommobile.ca. Conditions apply. Your inner voice. At times, it can be cruel, keeping you from sleep and joy, busy blaming you for getting into debt and scolding you for not knowing how to get out. At Bromwich & Smith, we want to be your voice of reason, to tell you that mounting debt is more common than you think, and federally regulated debt relief solutions do exist. As a licensed insolvency trustee, we can help reduce your debt so you can rebuild your worth. Start today at bromwichandsmith.com.
Hey, it's Alan Cross from the Ongoing History of New Music podcast. Your next favorite podcast could be waiting for you right now on the Curious Cast Podcast Network. Like Nighttime. Join host Jordan Bonaparte for true crime, mysteries, the paranormal, and the weird from all across Canada. From music to history to true crime and more. It's all waiting for you now for free at curiouscast.ca and wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Need a realtor who delivers?
Check the story about the glory of the real estate. Get off the real estate. Stay off the real estate. So, if you didn't catch that, I got this forever ago. I think I paid $2 for it, and it happens to be it's the Staples branch. If I was working in an office, please keep jamming it up, bitch ass. You fucking idiots. Well, we'll just end this right now. Oh, if you keep doing that, we're just gonna end it. You're not special. You're not hackers. So, Staples, Business Depot. Yeah, I just, because we were selling so much weed, I loved having stuff that said business on it. But Staples, and then in here I'm going to carry seeds. In fact, I've been carrying seeds, but I got them all in I've been putting all the fruit that won't dry in a good way to store it as a whole fruit. I've been I started. Normally I just throw them around outside, but I decided to start collecting the bare seed. So that's what it looks like. And then on the bottom, I can't remember. So no, this doesn't. Yeah, no, wait. On the side, 50 cl. Then it says 3. Then it says 60 millimeter, which I don't think that is. See, now I gotta check. Now I gotta fucking check. And that's what happens when you put measurements on things. If there was no measurement, they wouldn't check. But yeah, that's just 60 millimeters. So I don't know what the fuck that's talking about. Is that from there to there? That's what it's measuring? No, that can't be. Why would you measure that? 60 centimeter. Does that mean it's 50 centiliters at the 60 millimeter mark? What the fuck does that mean? And I don't know why it's CL, because it stands for 10. I don't know why it's C. That doesn't make sense. What was I about to fucking say and do? Okay, did you see the keychain? See, it's very pretty, very pretty. But even if I know we think way too much about these little details, but I can't have problems out in the fucking field or whatever. So I didn't want the keys to be directly impacting that any more than they had to. So that works out. All right, I might as well stick that music back on because we got nothing on the mainstream shit here for another. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Let's see where this little journey takes us. Please keep dumping bad packets at the. Oh, by the way, I do have a razor. I got one, so you'll be able to see my scar a lot easier. Holy crap! Now I'm going to show you this. It looks like a bunch of, please keep it up. Every weekend I wanted to do that. It looks like cat scratches on my leg, but it's not. And it's not one long continuous scratch. It's all the blood in one blood vessel being pushed out and rejected because it's sickly. That's been happening my whole life, and I never knew what it was. No, we had cats when I was a kid, so I thought maybe did I get scratched or something. Then I noticed it wasn't a continuous line. It was a line of a bunch of little specks that look like scabs, but they're not scabs. They don't clot. They're not. It's like the blood don't have platelets. It's not that kind of wound. This one's darker, right? Oh, I know what this is. Only 3 different kinds of this shit. Okay. I'm gonna take this perfect little cone. Why am I destroying the perfect little? Because I want to. I don't want to mix and match just yet. I don't know how many storm drains I cleaned. I don't know how many times I cleaned the same ones. In the last year, I have found 3 phones, each worth about. Actually, no, 2 of them were about $1,000 phones. The guy just paid $1,200 for this phone 2 months ago. And then the other one was an $800 phone, I think it was, something like that. So something like that. You know, when it's really just if you called it $1,000 and it was $899, or your friend's gonna correct you. And this is Canada, where you get there's always consequences. There's sales tax, and then there's consequence. Oh, you bought a phone? Well, you don't really need this money for your CERB or whatever the fuck. This country. It works better with one up, one down. So the pushers and crowns on this thing are going to impact that bracelet, but it's already scratched up. Let's just roll the joint. So yeah, there hasn't been much for me to share useful on the fucking videos. Yeah, I hope we get some. Hey, if you sat through this first hour, then Whatever I find after this is a bonus. You know how I do this. I just sort of same way. It's an internet rabbit hole journey. Only using the terrestrial radio. Anyway. And yes, each of these will hold basically an ounce, approximately. They're about the size of 2 hockey pucks stacked up, I guess, approximately. I'll drink this. There was, when I found this one, and I believe it was 4 smaller ones, 3, 4 smaller ones. And I left the smaller ones, like, I buy ounces. I'll take this big one. I'll leave the little ones. I should have took the little ones, because I'm always getting, like, a little bit different stuff here and there. And I really don't like to mix them up until I roll the joint and decide to mix them up. So before I found this, I used to use this. Like, I used to do this. Put this on top. That sits in this, and guess what? This sits in another bowl. No, I never came out of kindergarten, preschool, whatever. I'm still playing with the fucking finger paints and shit. The sand table, remember the sand table and the water table? You guys know what I'm talking about? Remember that? Did you just have a flashback? Did you just have a flashback? Please keep pinging the fucking router. It's pathetic.
I ain't fucking with no cops. They don't like us getting involved with none of that political shit.
Look, some of us feel we shouldn't even interact with white man. I mean, we are African, brother. That's right. Mother Africa's the only salvation.
Look, you phony-ass bougie nigga. We ain't in Africa. We in Oakland.
I do this when I'm outside. I'm not outside.
We got the white man interacting his billy club upside the black man's head. That shit don't bother you. But you take your skirt wearing ass back to Africa. Yeah. I can't breathe around.
I don't know where my keychain went, but they only assume this number probably doesn't do nothing no more.
I can't breathe around this thing. Hands up, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Shoot back, shoot back.
Let's stick together and be forever. Cause we're soldiers. I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing. Young rapper, the shooter. Mama was a trooper and taught me well to survive through hell. In my DNA to get big. Grandfather was a soldier. He's a war vet, you're a small vet, all alone. Educate your dome. Coming of age, flip the page. 10 years in the making of a star. Going far, wasn't born yesterday. Haters hate all day.
That's their job.
Couple 100,000 ain't shit, rather starving with for millions. Man, listen, I rap for the children, you rap for the hood rats. Cops killing kids, blood spill and get promoted. Nation voted. If he was a family member, I would have answered with crimes against that man that did that. Cause I grew up in a gang and was raised by the streets. But I'm corporate, so I educate. Being racial profiled by cops 100 times to keep it 100 lives. It wasn't during a crime. They're stupid, just liquid. I told them they're wasting their time. Pigs, do you know who my mom is? You don't want it with me. You don't want it with rockers. You don't want it with G. Nigga, I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing. Yeah, I can't breathe around this thing.
This is Genesis the Ruckus. There's another rapper out there, Ruckus is a girl. Anyway. I had copies of that somewhere till the fucking flash drive failed or some shit. I don't know anymore. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know. Some T.O. Dowling.
I can't breathe around this place. I can't breathe around this place.
Oh shit, you know what I did? I'm timing it for the fucking 680 news when I'm supposed to be tuning into 640. Damn it.
Let's stick together
and be forever. Cause we're so young.
Oh no, it's already
John, you gotta come in.
It's a commercial, but it's once I hear it, I'm hooked. I gotta hear it now.
Absolutely.
It's a 6-minute commercial.
On the arm, and Tom will give them a deeper discount too if they mention the radio. $190.
I know it's most likely a hammer from a dent puller. We're not sure. That's what it
In
looks like.
life, you can face unexpected events, especially during stressful times. If you are facing a criminal charge, it is crucial to hire a highly experienced criminal lawyer. At Newberger & Partners, we take a team approach to successfully protecting your rights. If your future is on the line, we're here to help. Please contact us.
What past is on the fucking line, dog?
416-364-3111.
Oh, by the way, yeah, I know. Everything is stainless and black and cylinder shaped like
every parent
bullets
has
or something.
When it comes to drugs, how much freedom is too much for kids?
Looking for the right approach? Drug-free kids can help.
I'm on their email list.
But where do I begin?
Partnership for Drug-Free Kids Canada.
Drugs worry me.
.ca
Feel free to talk about it with my kids. Don't know where to start? Drug-free kids can show you. The answers aren't obvious, but where to find them is. Drug-Free Kids Canada.
Travel should be exciting.
Now, it's just a matter of time till somebody starts a crew and calls themselves the Free Drug Kids or something. Drug-free
And an
kids or
effective
some
snoring and
shit.
sleep apnea solution. No hose, no mask, no wires.
No hose? Well, why bother going to bed if there's no hose? Damn it. I might as well just stay up and sit here. Where were we? See, I can't. I should add the tag something like vintage commercials or something. There's got to be a fucking there's got to be a hashtag or a category that'll work. Fuck it. That is a 3-gallon bucket. I've never seen a 3-gallon before. I've seen 4. I've seen 5. 3. It's 15 liters. These motherfuckers. 15 liters. Do you think I'm joking? These ones right here. You can see right there. Put this back. Okay, see, I need somewhere to put this other tin. I'm not used to this 2-tin system. And according to the measurements they give on the website for the fucking keychain thing, I think I paid $1.79 for it. Okay, like if I had bought 2 sets of tags, they would have sent me one of these for free. So anyway, it does work. It is watertight, and you can see the seal as you're tightening it. You can see it compress just the right amount, and it'll line up. The printing on here lines up with this hole, makes it very easy to be pretty sure it's. If I remember correctly, it's 0.935, something like that, cc's. It looks like more, but it's just a bit less than a cc apparently. Although I don't know if that takes into account. I don't think that takes into account the lid here, so I guess we got to do a test, don't we? When it comes to seeds, though, you don't want to fill it all the way completely. You want to leave a little bit of airspace, generally speaking. The more air, the better, because the seeds will vent in and out. They'll vent moisture and gases and stuff in and out very slowly. So the scientists say they can't even measure that. I think they should be able to. They say there's no way to know if the seed is alive or not till it germinates, and you know it's alive. That's as far as it goes. They can't tell anything else. And yes, I carry these because I'm not sure if we're under emergency orders or not, but we were, and they said we were required to identify ourselves to the police under the emergency orders. So I'm gonna just operate as though it's still what it says. Oh, these cops will tell you that I won't give them ID. I won't stop and talk to them. I'll keep walking. And when they stop me and start searching me, they can't find anything with my name on it. So there are cops that have been around these neighborhoods for a long time that have seen other cops go through that with me. And there's also been situations, one time they pulled up in a cruiser in the park. They drove across a soccer field or whatever type of field it is. I just want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Okay, and he drove away. Actually, that happened more than once. No, that happened on the streets. That's happened. Let's just leave it at that. This is that 55 Division Jimmy Simpson Park shit. That's fucking. So, how's it go? Young, Church, Jarvis. I think it's Sherburne Parliament. Fucking River, I think Ontario, then River. Some craziness. I'm gonna just actually.
Fled the scene. It happened at Lakeshore in Parliament just before 9:30 tonight, and one of the women suffered serious injuries.
Police tell us that the white vehicle was last seen driving eastbound on Lakeshore. Constable David Hopkinson tells the City News 680 there are road closures in place.
Our traffic services investigators are heading to that scene. We have closed off some
You are so fucked. Oh, you think because it's a white car? You know that every car company and model got a slightly different white paint? Did you know that? Looks exactly the same to you or I.
The federal government has introduced new travel bans on southern
You are
African
so
countries.
fucked.
On some southern African countries, in the wake of a concerning new COVID-19 variant emerging in that part of the world.
They're Africans with a southern accent, y'all.
927 new COVID cases today, the highest daily case count since the beginning of September. City's Moment Karachi joins us with the details.
The first cases of the Omicron variant were found in South Africa. Dr. Teresa Tam says
said it was
testing has
Botswana.
been done to see if it turned up here.
Two different countries.
There are no indications.
South Africa is a country. Botswana is not.
Réalisation, c'est peut-être.
Oh, yeah. Give me the music.
When we every child must be made aware. Every child.
This sounds like just a press my libido. When my wits look like walking up to the bar, the masterpiece of Mr. Jungle. Tonight, I thrive off football.
Lonelier than I am. But in my heart, there is shower.
All this time I've been doing this, I still haven't bothered to put in like a proper antenna. Like, We'll get to the Toxic 40 once this track's done. You know how to find it. And they're not on YouTube, so I feel I'm bringing some to the table. You say Bieber? Okay, we're not. By the way, I would like to thank whoever put the gold stripe on these things, because yeah, you were sending them out white on both ends for a while there. That's a fire hazard. That's a fire hazard that is not the user's fault. Yes, it's an odd angle. You can see my, it's like, let's look at my lap and my face at the same time, or I'll be down here. As I've said before, this viewer counter thing don't work for shit. By the way, the mango's about this fucking tall right now. And I'm not going to bring it over just yet because I'll drop it and kill it or something. I had a honey date tree growing in my house and I dropped some on it. 10 years ago, I haven't got one since that looked like it. So everything's about circles.
C'est comme monter en parallèle. Elle réapprend à parler, à marcher, à vivre avec sa famille, avec sa mère qui est insupportable.
And that's the other thing. We also paint people in very specific ways. When our population of people who are having opiate overdoses could be your neighbor or your son or your daughter. Those drugs are out there. They're common and people experiment with them.
Dr. Darren Markland,
they get put in people's food and shit too.
Nephrologist at the Faculty of Medicine, University of Alberta. And when we come back, I mean, point blank is the only way out of this legalization of drugs. We'll have that and more when we come back.
In Canada, cocaine and heroin, trademark of Bayer, are both prescription drugs. I don't know how you get them, but they are both prescription drugs. To put it to you this way, morphine and Dilaudid are better than heroin, like for different reasons. The likelihood that heroin would be the exact thing is pretty slim. As for the cocaine, it does things that I can get a ketamine and cocaine nasal spray because I have suicide disease. Okay? I don't fuck around and ask for things just because people, oh, you can get this and you can get that. I don't want it. I don't need it. 500 milligram naproxens. I take like, 2 dozen of those in a day, and then I bleed to death out my ass. Or a 1 milligram Dilaudid once an hour. And that's all it is. But once an hour, every hour for fucking 8 fucking hours. Jesus. And for some reason, the trademark Dilaudids, with me anyway, my experience, stay down. And I can't say for certain that that's what the problem was, but I had a couple situations where I couldn't take the next fucking pill. I took it, but it came out again. It's Hydromorph O-N-E, one. Hydromorphone, like telephone, not hydromorphine. Now, you can interchange the drugs, but not the dosages, generally speaking, because you'll fucking kill somebody because it's an 8-to-1 difference.
Parfois je me lève tôt comme les boulangers. Chaque homme a besoin de temps pour lever. Je mets la table, le pain et le beurre. Je fais mon bread pour mes frères et mes sœurs. 2 poids, 2 mesures, c'est déjà beaucoup trop. C'est une question de bien balancer vers le haut. Le verre est-il à moitié plein ou à moitié vide? Même l'eau peut finir par devenir solide. Allez bien, on va se balader dans les rues et ruelles du quartier. J'ai du pain à partager sans dédain. Aujourd'hui, on est ensemble, pas de problème. Je veux du pain, pas de gluten. Je veux des likes, pas des je t'aime. Je veux s'il vous plaît, pas de problème. Je veux du pain, pas de gluten. Je veux des likes, pas des je t'aime. Je veux s'il vous plaît, pas de problème.
Damn, that's close. That's 23 inches, but with the curve of the leaf, I'll call it 24, but it's 23 inches, basically. Up here to fucking dry. These are the hummus containers for the hummus you get at the dollar store from Turkey. That keeps people in Turkey making money off hummus instead of bombing Syria or Russia or whatever the fuck they do over there. By the way, you can see the marks all along the stem where the leaves were and they've fallen off. So what do we have here? Four full leaves, one new one, and the very bottom one here is about to fall off. Or it's starting to dry up. It's not bad, 4 leaves at a time. This is about right. And if you're wondering, the black hooks come off of these naloxone kits. Once they use them, they throw the thing out. But the hook There's nothing wrong with it. Just to be clear, I don't carry naloxone.
On vient d'aller faire un tour en Côte d'Ivoire avec la jeune DJ et producer Asna et sa nouvelle chanson Atalako. Et là, on enchaîne immédiatement avec Boogeyman et Semito de Montréal et la chanson She, Maria Achucina.
If you hear a Canadian use the term canoeing, it's canoeing. This is what they mean. By the way, these videos are not intended for children. But I also don't think I'm going any further than what normal cable TV would or whatever. So I don't know where the line is drawn, but I see people getting drunk, driving, and telling racist jokes on TV. Like, that's okay. I don't get it.
Sì, signore. Sì, signore.
I'm not purposely bringing you reduced quality, but that's the other reason we can sort of skate around certain copyright things. Like, if you want the real quality, you got to go to the source, right? That's not static. That's coming on there and on the transmitter. Damn it! I can hear it go boom. Thank you, CBC.
Well, I remember for years leading up to the legalization of cannabis and marijuana, I know, and I'm in my 50s, but the conversation I've had for probably 2 decades with my friends was,
sometimes
you need to be legalizing this, you need to be taxing it, and really the government should be earmarking money from those taxes for specific.
Doesn't work that way. It's called general revenues. My name is General Revenues. That just blew my fucking buzz. It's okay, I gotta do a third one because there's that other little piece there. That is maddening. I wonder if I can. No, I can't pull it. I've tried to pull this shit up on the internet before, and you can't. I can't. Oh, and I also have chicken dogs, so fuck you. That's all Velcro. I do believe I'm wearing 1, 2, 5 layers. My thermometer says -2, or about 30 Fahrenheit. That's why I was wearing it on my damn finger, so I wouldn't drop it somewhere. Damage the shelf? No, because the shelf's built out of a fucking big chunk of steel, too. My watch hanger thing. If you were wondering what those weird square hooks are for, it's for things like watches and shit. I don't know who thought of that, but it's the only thing you can hang them on is this square. If it's curved, it looks weird. Bear in mind, these are both the exact same shade of orange when they're brand new. Oh, look at that. And I got the X on my back. Yeah, well, you know what it looks like. Yeah, I should show you that.
Toujours Poirier avec vous, un nouveau son. On vient de danser pendant une bonne heure et là, on va juste ralentir un peu la cadence pour quelques chansons avant de reprendre la danse.
I've been doing this a long time. By the way, it's maddening trying to scrape the crystals out of there because it's, yeah, you can't do it. If you're wondering, there's probably slightly less than a quarter in this one, and slightly less than, so 7 grams, slightly less than 3.5 in the other one. And that's all perfectly legal here, as they just said, as they said, cannabis and or marijuana. If you have Congolese Rouge, red Congolese, this is the time to light that. I'm being dead serious. what am I looking for? Hold on. Hey, what's this one? Different. It's a slight difference the camera won't pick up, but this one's darker. It probably would if I just don't feel like. You can go through frame by frame if you want. Just a little bit. That's bad form right there. Just because it's also balanced. Whoa. Well, you were different. Why can't I see you? Come on, what's it doing? Holy crap.
After the discovery of a concerning new COVID-19 variant was detected in the region.
The new variant, dubbed Omicron by the World Health Organization, is highly mutated. Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Teresa Tam says it could be more transmissible and more resistant to antibodies.
Maria Van Kerkhoff's got to be my cousin.
And closely monitoring the evolving
She's got the same hair as me.
So far, there have been no cases detected in Canada. In response, Canada has banned visitors from Southern Africa and added new quarantine and testing measures for Canadians returning from the region. Laura Osmond, the Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Canada's new Chief of Defense Staff says he welcomes more external oversight over the military. General Wayne Eyre telling the Canadian press, it's clear the Canadian Armed Forces doesn't have the answer to address the current crisis of sexual misconduct in the ranks.
Well, we don't have all the solutions ourselves.
Are you fucking serious?
And we would,
you got all the bullets in the world, stupid.
We could generate internal solutions for
you actually have it in the rules, so you can fucking shoot your own people if you have to when they're on the field not doing what they're supposed to. For refusing to, like, how the fuck did you not figure this out?
Natural Resources Minister Jonathan Wilkinson says a pandemic aid program designed to help the oil and gas industry stay afloat and keep cutting emissions during the early days of the pandemic may be overhauled.
Wilkinson says the Onshore Emissions Reduction Fund was designed when the sector was facing an economic crisis. But he says that has now passed and the fund's design is being revisited. Wilkinson says the fund has already cut methane emissions nearly 5 million tons.
Methane.
But Environment Commissioner Jerry DeMarco says the fund is overstated.
Methane emissions or combustion of methane emissions?
Says the fund in many cases helped subsidize
Harry, where's all this methane coming from? What are you talking about? You tell me cows. No, I don't want to hear it, because after I eat it, I'm farting too, stupid, and you're not counting that.
Sports, a tough night for Canadian teams on the ice. Canucks lose again, this time 4-2 in Columbus. Senators now dead last in the entire league after being blanked by the Ducks 4-0. Jets get smoked by the Wild 7-1. Montreal loses to Buffalo 4-1. Only hope for a win from a Canadian squad is the Leafs. They currently lead the Sharks.
This is why I find it so hard to deal with these
in the
people.
NBA, the Toronto Raptors fall to the Indiana Pacers.
This is a movie from when I was a kid.
97. From the Global News Desk.
Oh, the beat changed. Damn it. Oh, what is this? Wow, where the fuck? Whoa. You're running in circles. What's wrong? Did you hurt your tummy, stupid? He's literally going in a circle. You're about 5 laps now. 6, 7, 8. I can't believe this. 9. What's he doing? Wow, he's fucked up. Fucking dumb. So where were we? I know this one should be here, but this one's staying on this wrist, so it's easier to get this one. Let's see this take over. And damn it, that means I gotta take it off and set it there while I'm working. Shit. Should have switched when I had the chance.
Hey. Gang, gang. Big up all the Montreal massive in the place right now. I know. Big things I want.
Is this seriously running fast? That means my left and right side are experiencing time at different rates because I always go counterclockwise. So my outside's moving faster, so time is moving slower. Yeah, there's an extra second between the two. And this one's the 2 seconds ahead. 4 seconds ahead or some shit. That's literally what's happening. That's time travel. Just for comparison, oh yeah, all the sticks in here in the bottom, if you saw them, I threw those in here before I put the weed in. They didn't come with that weed. Just in case, I didn't even think you guys might have seen that. I didn't think it's a bad sound.
Need to happen. In some cases, it de-incentivizes police officers from engaging for fear of being criticized or disciplined for doing something that someone might not think is appropriate. And the other thing is, we also have to look at our criminal justice system as a whole. I think, we've got challenges with our crowns and not enough capacity. Judges, and finally, how are we sentencing?
I need the damn road clear. You want to stop and write everybody fucking ticket. See how these opposing ways of doing things?
Lead to serious injury or death. Our sentencing seems to really de-emphasize the sentencing principle of deterrence. So if there's no fear of consequence,
well, so does the quality of the jail. You don't understand this country. This isn't a communist country. This is a socialist country. Social liberalist.
Stop those chronic offenders or re-offenders from continuing to do what they've been doing, which have led to these increased numbers of homicides.
The logo, me holding up the bag.
Look at bail and when we're granting bail, and should we be granting bail? We need to look at parole, and are we capturing those instances where people are breaching their parole conditions? And
that's the other reason I make all these videos. I need the alibis and the verification of what I am and am not doing.
A parole board is aware of those breaches so that they can make a better and more informed decision before deciding to release
people that killed sex women.
You mentioned during your answer there about
leave the jail and not allowed to move any women at all except for sex workers. Wait a second. What the fuck? How did you get that exemption in there?
It's an obvious mental illness situation.
Meanwhile, I'm on bail for having weed. I'm not allowed to have weed or a cell phone. Wait a second.
How does that change the situation for the police? It's one thing to come upon a crime and you've got to, whether you're stopping it, ending it, whatever it may be, but it's a different situation. I'm assuming when you're dealing with someone who the officers on the scene know it's a mental illness issue.
Well, it's extremely challenging because when we arrive at those scenes where clearly there's someone there who's in a crisis, a mental health crisis, we often don't know anything about the person. We don't know, what kind of things could be triggering. We don't know what kind of things could be calming. There's a real challenge, and I think I alluded to it earlier. There needs to be a lot more coordination and collaboration in the system so that information can be shared, so that when you are dealing with persons who can fall into mental health crises, there's more information available so that you know how to respond more effectively. The other challenge, of course, is, and I alluded to it as well, we're interacting with people that suffer from mental health issues in the community over and over and over again. We have no capacity in our healthcare system to to provide these people with appropriate support so that they are taking their medications and not falling into crisis. So there is somewhere they can go and have
what do you say about sickle cell crises?
Trained medical health professional that can.
Maybe that is the right word we need to use.
Medications that they might need, or provide the kind of counseling and support that they might need. So,
carbamazepine would be nice.
Ends up then falling onto the police, who have a limited amount of knowledge, often challenged.
Oh shit, dude! That's why I tell them everything about medications and disorders, because they don't fucking know.
That, we don't know anything about. We have very little ability to manage the risks associated to that. And when people fall into mental health crises, they're often can be violent and unpredictable. So it's really, really challenging to deal with that.
Tom Stamatakis is the president of the Canadian Police Association, and we're talking about the 30-year high murder rate for last year, and we'll find out where Tom thinks it's headed.
Welcome to Toronto, Bienvenido.
Frank Leo and Associates. So mistakes, homeowners make them, right? You sort of make them with getting the wrong repair person, leaving something too long, and maybe
this is like a Detroit or Western New York Buffalo commercial from like 1989.
Is who to sell and who to buy with, and homeowners know. They know out there that Frank Leo and Associates is the choice to make, because every real estate agent is not the same. Frank Leo and Associates are here.
You bastard!
I could get informed. Make sure you've got all that information. Talk to my friends at Frank Leo and Associates of RE/MAX with their multi-million-dollar marketing system that reaches millions of potential buyers to get you the most money possible. You'll see what the results have been. And in the end, is this not about the result? Is it not about how you get treated, how you feel? I'm
all about the process.
With the right people. That's what Frank Leo and Associates are here for. Call them at 416-917-5466.
Comes to horrible business decisions you got to make in your house, your life.
Go to getleo.com and start packing with confidence.
Okay, so what did we learn? I forgot it all because I heard that commercial now. That commercial is going to stay with me forever. What about COVID? COVID happens. Everybody stays home. For the first 4 weeks, nothing happened. Hey, everybody just started shooting. 140 rounds, 6 people with the 2 guns each shooting of it. So apparently one person got injured. So whatever. I don't know what it was. It was a display of force, I suppose. But the fact that they possessed the thing, it's people don't believe. That's why North Korea launches missiles. Stupid. Anyway. Somebody got hit with over 100. Somebody died and got hit with over 100 rounds in, I believe it was Mississauga. Somebody got into it with somebody that had a happy stick or whatever, the 30-round plus thing, and got fucking finished on fucking the entertainment district in broad day out of a Tiguan. I wouldn't have seen it coming either. I could, and at that time, if you told me to pick a Tiguan, or if you showed me a bunch of cars and said, which one's a Tiguan? I'd be like, And I've seen a bunch of them since then, and they all look slightly different. I can't figure this vehicle out. And I don't want to type it into the phone because the internet already shows me the craziest shit that I'm not looking for. I'll say out loud, and next thing it's popping up. Now that's odd because there's not supposed to be a microphone hooked up to this shit. I mean, obviously there's one right now, but so it's got to be the phone or something else. See, I don't. And I have the stupid smart speaker. It's not technically smart, but neither is yours. It's connecting to the internet to do all that shit. It's not really doing that much. If I really wanted to, I could get the apps to hook all these devices with some sort of voice activation and use that speaker if I really wanted.
Consider this. NorthTorontoAuction.com has up to 300 great used cars, trucks, and SUVs in this Friday and Saturday's online auctions.
I need some non-runners.
Register to bid or become a pro
subscriber
art project at NorthTorontoAuction.com. You'll also see light to heavy-duty equipment and recreational vehicles. NorthTorontoAuction.com, a great place to buy or sell.
Hey, Black Writers, Black Storytellers, this is a shout-out, a call-out. Your moments go all out. Introducing introducing a new talent incubator, Black Right, from Alabama and Kids Can Press. They're helping emerging Black storytellers share their work with the world. If chosen, you'll get access to publishing or animation professionals to develop your work, and maybe even make a TV show or publish a book with your stories. To apply, visit blackright.ca. That's Black
Hey, you take your $1,000 phone and start recording and you edit how you want to, throw it on the fucking whatever website you want.
Here's Martin Strong.
I think it might be this one.
Llegué tarde, salí pa' donde ti, pero terminé en un teteo. Después me fui pa' un punto, brega con un capeo. Siempre llego tarde, me coge el tiempo sin ganas. Tengo una negra en casa que siempre tiene ganas. Llegué tarde a la cita, estaba con la Rosalía. Las amigas que se besan son la mejor compañía. Llegué tarde a la cita, estaba con la Rosalía. Las amigas que se besan son la mejor compañía.
Bueno, tira como es. Aquí se Rosalía. Ella está con la bichuela. Y yo le enrolo a la María. Sabe mejor que la que golpe. Es mala como todos los días. Que yo le canto por bachata y ella me canta por bulería.
Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies.
It stinks in here now.
Yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies.
Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies. Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies. Yo tiro un besito a la mami que me disfruta. Le muerdo cachete como si fuera una fruta. Siempre llego tarde porque me meto en la ruta. Le escupo la cara al tipo como si fuera mi puta.
Pa' quitarme la rechera y de sacar tú tengo tiempo. Poniéndome la prenda pa' tirarme por el bloque. Altura vaginal, de red de porcelana. La reina de tipo puede, tenemos la corona.
Altura, ese ya no es un secreto. Eso no se punta la que vamos estileto. Uy, Toki, estoy enamorada. Uy, Toki, tú eres de respeto.
Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies. Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies.
Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies. Tú eres linda, yo estoy ruling. Nos besamos pero somos homies. Uy, Toki,
I'm a loco, I'ma follow me, no they do follow. I'm a loco, if you no get money, tell me I can borrow. Baby, you can come and do a party, tell me my father no day. I'm gonna no day. I think you no bring your drama today, as we gather today. I'm a loco. Don't fake coco, mommy, lower. I'm a loco. Talk a man, give me the beat, yeah, the picture, mama, give.
How do I make that stop?
C'est la base, on va besoin de top, on fait alcool, et bien on cop, c'est du mort, fait pour un petit cop, me a wind up now, me a wind up.
See, if these were sized properly, they wouldn't keep flopping around.
me a wind up now, me a wind up. But I got this something to do up it. Leave some, me a country. Me a good little thing. Mama, well, you can show it. Got this, super. Tu vas sur ça. Got this, baby. Dedo y la, ya de mon tic. She a tic. Opposition là, passe l'envie. You got it some couillon, you got it some tic. You got it some tic. She a tic. Opposition là, passe l'envie. You got it some couillon, you got it some tic.
This is getting 1 second per month. It's not bad. Usually they're keeping dead time like a half a second, 1 second a month. It's losing.
Opposition là, passe l'envie. Il y a des sons couillons, il y a des sons tic. Il y a des sons tic. She a tic. Opposition là, passe l'envie. Il y a des sons couillons, il y a des sons tic. Il y a un petit top pop. C'est la base, on va plus le top. On fait alcool, et fait un cop. C'est du moins on fait pour un petit cop. Me a wind up now, me a wind up. Me a wind up now, me a wind up. Me a wind up now, me a wind up. Me a wind up now, me a wind up.
C'est un mec qui a pas de fait, c'est qu'il reste une liste de sa tête à jarter. J'étudie pas les sexes, c'est calqué, je vais essayer de finir ça avec, mais ça me fait. Destiny, c'est lèche qui glisse. C'est pas le test pour ton père qui glisse, mes états de service, c'est mes galères. Pas de véritable sperme, mais je reste à faire pisse. Quand tu mets les fesses à l'air, pas manque de déboucher. Miss, t'es prête à le coucher, pour coucher le salaire avec le boucher. Avec corps à la tête, ton père, c'est pas bouche. Ouais, ça même, c'est la question de piège. Avec ton père, avec une note de billet d'air. Il faut que t'as vie désert, t'oublies des tiers. Tu t'es encore pris à ton instinct, et tu t'es torpillé. Encore, t'as la fièvre comme soulier.
Mon rap c'est un casse-tête, le beat à la team propose l'arcade, je survis grâce au kill ça le tapé sur le disque de 10 on t'a tapé, j'ai tout tapé, pas tu t'énerves, que on rentre dans les oreilles et pète des vertèbres, ça t'arrange que ma tête rentre les fermée, apparente dans ma tête, les beats sont trappés, avancer, balancer, élancer, histoire de donner ça, tu pensais compenser, en plus combien de choses du corps, je pour le magda, quand les gars montage, je passe à l'avantage, et l'avantage, mon tas, je viens balancer les styles, car les gars m'estiment, ta mission galère, à l'autre, c'est le amplifié, c'est vrai, en deux on m'énerve, j'ai envie de passer des petits lèvres, j'écris, je me sécrète, de la nuit, je tape mes textes, non, bif, piste, on pisse, on pisse, sur le disque de schiste, toi qui me tire par les chiffres, si tu courbes les chiffres sur ta feuille, déjà je respecte, tu prends le muscle, le pas, je respecte.
Tell you why and how much after the news. So stick around. We'll be back with more right after the news.
Dude, that's 5 minutes. That's 10 minutes from now. Is it gonna be the same business report again?
Just a great gym with a nice pool. It's a charity.
La fête, mec, après quand tu déclares, on voit déjà le fait. Pas de méchance, c'est que c'est pédale sèche. Je fais pas le méchant, c'est grave, je m'arrête des gens. Je fais péter les cabouettes, c'est PDG, cramé chèque. Mais quand ça s'en passe en tête, je termine, je connais le je connais le plat sec. Je connais le plat sec, quoi, on met plat, respecte-toi. T'as gros comme système de forfait. Fais un truc gros, rapide, même heurté. T'as trop, check à carte, tu me fais ta carte, parce que j'ai dit capital, marche.
Now 2.25%. The tech heavy NASDAQ
fell 353 points. Canada's main stock index didn't escape the global sell-off. The TSX fell 487 points to 21,125. Big investor concerns about this new variant, the economic effects of which are already being felt. Flights between South Africa and Europe are being, in some cases, shut down altogether. Shares in Air Canada fell 8.9%
I found out about this
today.
shit either last night, this morning. I wasn't really paying attention, so whatever.
On the session. Industrial stocks linked to the global economy
It was
also
last night,
suffered losses.
local time, which would be the morning, which would be like fucking damn near noon UTC.
Today,
So,
investors piled into the safety of government bonds. Bond prices rose and yields tumbled. The price of gold was up 8%. Winners today were the stay-at-home stocks. They're back in favor.
I got to take 2 or 3 of the links out. I can just sell them.
5.6%. Zoom Video up 8.25%. Also moving higher, shares in the pharmaceutical companies that make COVID vaccines. Novavax said it's working on a vaccine that will provide protection against the new variant. Novavax was up almost 9%. Moderna stock added 20.5% on the day. Then there's oil. Texas tea plummeted 13%, closing at $68.15. Biggest sell-off for oil since April of 2020 on demand concerns. That is going to bring a lower price for gas to much of the country, but it did hit energy stocks hard. The Canadian dollar down to 78.16 cents US. This is City News.
Right now, it's about dinner time. And good food.
No, it's not. City News.
You're going to be hungry. That's why you can get fresh and exciting. But if it's 6:16, you could be enjoying mango coconut curry by 7:16. Or if it's exactly 7 p.m., you could be munching on jalapeno popcorn by exactly 8 p.m.
Why would I do that?
Since you're going to be hungry later, get free delivery on groceries and meal kits in as little as 1 hour. Visit makegoodfood.ca.
When you need to get out of your driveway, you need to get out of your driveway. David Jones here from Hire the Gardener. Imagine waking up to snow. You're in a rush to get on the road, and you can't get out of your driveway.
And here's me with my
What do? You can search Snow Shoveling GTA and be lucky to find an opening in the next 48 hours. Or you can go to hirethegardener.com now and pre-book your snow removal for the season.
Stupid things.
Hire the Gardener now.
That only works if the snow's this
when
deep.
it snows. Go to hirethegardener.com.
Erica Corso is our editor this evening. David Augustine at the Digital Desk. This is CFTR City News 680 everywhere. It's 11:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680 everywhere.
Good evening. It's Friday, November 26th. I'm Michelle Halim.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories right now.
Peel police are investigating a hit and run at Steeles and Finch in Brampton that left one woman with injuries.
Meantime, Toronto police are investigating
2
this
people.
hour after 2
I thought it was one with serious
injuries.
injuries.
That driver fled the scene.
The WHO declares a new COVID variant found initially in South Africa one of concern. So the federal government implements several travel restrictions on anyone returning from Southern Africa.
You have to promise not to
We are
sneeze.
getting a taste of winter
Unless you're
weather
at least
this weekend. A
2.175
winter weather
meters
travel
away from
advisory is
us.
in effect for the northern York region.
Happening now, the Maple Leaf.
So I'm not learning anything extra. There's something we're going to learn, so I've been trying to figure out for a while. Isn't that Isn't that beautiful? These are real. I didn't do this. I just buy them. I love these. 10 to 1.5 stars, eh?
Sur les platines, en compagnie des sélections musicales de Poirier, qui est notre DJ en résidence ce soir. C'est Nicolas Ouellette au micro. Et si vous aimez ce que vous entendez en ce moment, c'est pas ma musique, c'est la musique.
People also search for who owns Grace Foods.
On fait un petit tour dans son catalogue en ce moment. Si vous aimez ce que vous entendez, s'il y a d'autres trucs que vous avez entendus ce soir,
Grace Kennedy, who the fuck is that? Who owns Grace Kennedy? Let's go.
Vous allez faire un tour sur audio, sur le fil de nouveaux sons. Il y a l'onglet musique diffusée sur lequel vous pouvez cliquer.
Products, financial services, drinks and foods. What the hell?
Les chansons qui ont été jouées dans le mix de Poirier.
Public company. That doesn't answer my question. This November is Wikipedia Asian Month. Join WAM contests and win postcards from Asia. They come with little seed packets of weird shit. If I sellotape a little baggie with a couple of little flat seeds to a postcard, will that make it through? The postcard is just as long as it's no thicker than a regular. Not helping. I want to figure this out for a while. That's very good.
No vieux coin, papa non belé, jouet de coquin, petit pour gagner. La vie son bataille, pas longue bataille.
That's what I mean with how my brain works. First thing I do, I got to look at the logo. I don't give a fuck about. Who's the biggest shareholder? Do they have human rights complaints? Are they environmentally friendly? No. Show me the logo. Oh, damn it. What the fuck is that? Or the blood sickling? Group members. Jesus. Group, of course. The history of the group members. Let's go. What do we got? Remittances. Manufacturing, retail, and distribution. Dairy Industries, Jamaica Limited. Grace Foods and Services Company. Grace Kennedy Belize Limited. Grace Food Processors Limited. Grace Food Processors Canning Limited. Grace Kennedy United States Incorporated. Grace Foods International Limited. National Processors Division. World Brand Services Limited. High-Low Food Stores Jamaica Limited. GK Foods United Kingdom Limited. Grace Kennedy Ontario Incorporated. Hardware and Lumber Limited. What? There better not be sawdust in it. What do you feed the fish, bro? Yeah, so what was I trying to find? You gotta figure they gotta hire truck drivers, longshoremen, and security guards, right? They handle remittances. $21 billion Jamaican dollars. I don't remember what they're worth either. This I do. That's $210 million. Don't fuck around. Hold on. Strategic investments. Peak bottling water, Majesty Foods, meat patties. Why isn't that under food? And hardware and lumber should be under strategic investments. Because if you own lumber, you can just build your next store and your next building and your next bank and all that shit. They can knock your bank down and you can just build it again across the street. Fuck them. Am I wrong? That'd be a strategic investment. Plus, when things go bad, they sell more lumber. That's a strategy. That's a hedge. You can even sell hedges. I don't care. Can somebody answer my goddamn? I'm not reading it all because there's 250 pages and I haven't got what I want yet. Manufactured 2020, August 25th. Best before May at avant. 2023, August 25th.
Okay.
3 years.
Poirier, toujours avec vous à nouveau.
That's just what they recommend.
On vient de beaucoup danser, c'est le temps de décompresser. On retourne à la maison. Soit on marche, on met nos écouteurs, on est dans notre auto, on écoute de la musique. On continue de vibrer, mais là, on n'est plus nécessairement en train de danser à fond.
No, I got a whole thing. I have to buy the Denny cans. Well, they put them at the front to one side somewhere. They put them right at the front, but segregated so you can see it. Oh, I'll tell you, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm trying to find out if I should feel bad or something before I eat it. I keep meaning to find out.
Vivendo nesse mar em flor, em meio canto sofrido, fúria no mar, amor em flor, pra te ofertar, me leve e manjar, me levar, e manjar.
I'm gonna die. I mean, I'm gonna fucking die.
Me leva.
Wow.
Me leva.
It says product of Vietnam, but there's no telling where the fuck Vietnam bought it from. It probably came, I'm thinking North Korea. I'm hoping. That's what that spice is. They don't add it, it's in the fish.
Vontade de ir pro mar, saudade de cá e de lá. Subindo a ladeira, indo brincando, comendo poeira, saudade de manjar, me leva, me leva, me leva pra ver o mar.
So whatever that little dark piece was just gave me an appetite. I'm not done yet. There are people getting drunk as fuck to this right now, I'm sure of it. Oh, there we go. Oh, does it look like a sardine? I don't know what this is supposed to look like. Like, I have no fucking idea. Like, they could be freaking anything. I don't care, it's a fish. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. I won't pay extra for, like, endangered species or any weird shit like that. No. No, I know what they do. It's just like we do with the weed. So sometimes you get a deal on something and it's like, it doesn't look good. There's something wrong with it, but it's broken down into little bits and pieces or something. So you put a big bud and a few little crumbs from the other bag you got cheap into every bag. And I know what they're doing. There's like little pieces of North Korean fish in here, mixed with like some Thai sardines or something. Now the problem I have here is it says Pack 4, Emballé pour, Grace Foods Canada Inc., Richmond Hill, Ontario, whatever. You can look up the post across the website. Product to Vietnam, Produit de Vietnam. Okay. Well, who packed it? But you don't have a 1-800 number, which is smart because they're expensive. Like, where the tomatoes come from? Think about it. In tomato sauce. Think about it. And I love the packaging design because if you don't know how to read any of it, because it's in the wrong language or something, there's pictures of sardines and pictures of tomatoes. Isn't that beautiful? Keep it simple. I love that. And by the way, I can eat out of these tins. The fucking weird little rectangle tins, they stack up nice on the shelf, but they're a pain in the ass to use. It's like North Korean slave labor tomatoes, probably. Go through China. China sells them to Vietnam for their food packing. Well, the primary business is the sardines. You don't even think about the tomatoes, but of course there's something in the tin. It's not just a sardine with nothing in there. Even the customs agent would think you were stupid. Of course there's tomatoes. What's wrong with you? Got trucks with North Korean license plates. I forget what they call it, but truck to truck. No cross dock, just truck to truck. Chinese truck, Chinese plate truck goes to Vietnam. Where's my map book? Laos, Cambodia, Thailand, and I can't remember. Do they have a small section with China? I can't remember where their borders are. Is this fish bones, damn it? Damn it. Well, the alternative is they could separate the fish bones and feed them to the next generation of fish. I prefer they didn't do that. Did not do that. See how convenient that was? I got a ashtray or something to put pens or some shit in. Thank you. But this is ridiculous. Oh shit. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. Wow. Wow. Hey, you know what? That'd be an emergency mask, wouldn't it? You get two? I had no fucking idea. I never paid attention. That's what they call the Air Canada Rouge, eh? Oh, God. Oh. Kind of like Air America. All cargo flights. Billions of dollars of government payments, no records kept. Just to put into context, I was not hungry, and I know that because I used to have 2 packages of hot dogs, and I now have 1. Before I hit record or live or start or whatever the fucking hell this is. All right, so I still didn't. So.
Hey, Corey, Jamaica, Canada, hey!
Why, that's all my mind. You want to see me step up in a line. Try to find straight, show me get a blind. Hey, tell me why. Some people don't mind. We no friends, just go back to the spine. They don't want to step up on the rise. That one you too hard, too dangerous.
There's a bunch of white guys in black bandanas and they had machine guns with whips like bananas and they started talking French like his ananas and going crazy like don't mess with the men in the orange jumpsuits or they might jump you when they come through. Pay no what they say. It's baseless. The accusations, the case, the best. Yeah, you won't make it. Prima facie, to prima donna. I don't think you understand.